Recently I did a review of the new Arnie compared to the original Arnie, and I made a little mistake in that video because I thought the original Arnie had the original strap or one of the early straps, and to find out that the original strap actually perished and so it was replaced. So big mistake on my part. But watching this video, I've realized that I've actually do like the sort of different style of strap. It gives it a more of a vintage look. So I started scouting around and looking for a replacement strap, and the original Seiko of this design was costing around about 35 to 40 pounds. So with a little bit more search on eBay, I came across another brand. Well, a sort of knockoff Seiko brand. But for the price, it had to be investigated. I bought the strap from this eBay user, Silverback Bike Gorilla, so quite unusual, with a nice sort of kind regards, thank you for your purchase. Well, for $4.99, what possibly could go wrong? Anyway, there's some free advertising and maybe something that you may be interested in. Anyway, this is what they sent. And it also includes a little tool for removing the straps. So how convenient. They've even included some spring pins. Well, that was jolly nice of them. Remember that this one here is $4.99 as opposed to this one here, which I haven't really researched, but I should imagine that it is a lot more. Now, is there a big difference? Yes, there is a difference, because on the original it is very more flexible, more silicone feel, more grippy, and possibly more of a fluff magnet, where on the $4.99 version it isn't shabby. It is a little bit stiffer, and it's very, very sort of similar to the original of this sort of vintage period. So if you're after that, then these could be perfect for you. Yes, it is a knockoff, but I think they've done an okay job. I mean, they've got their font almost right there on Seiko, and the texture on the inside is very, very sort of that vintage. This is the style that I really like, and comparing it to this one, you can see it is a lot more of depth in there. So you have this sort of square, or you have a little bit of this sort of more stretchiness. Now, how stretchy is it? Not too bad compared to this one. Is not really much in it. Looking at the keeper, it has a brushed finish. Now, I'm not really going to keep this keeper because I will swap them over, but inside it has Seiko stainless steel, and again they've almost got the font correct on Seiko, but it isn't close enough. And looking on this part here, this does look a little bit thin and possibly could be weak. That is the only negative I can find on this. Gives you a nice keeper, but again, I'm going to swap this all over. So let's see the difference. And so here it is. What are you thinking of that? Have I made it worse, or have I actually made it better? To me, it looks like it has more of the age against it, more onto the 80s. And it is very easy to replace because there is the drilled lugs. So let's have a look at the back here. See, I have now put the original keeper on because I really like that style, the silver style. What did I call it? I called it the pepper keeper, I believe. And then you have the buckle. Let me remove it from this little stand there so you can really get to see it a little bit better. Now, I do like the polishing on that buckle, and let's have a little peek inside. and you can see there is a big difference with regards to the quality of this part here. The one they supplied is just very thin indeed, so not for me, so I'm just going to chuck that away. And inside there you can see the proper font of Seiko. So apart from that, I think it's very, very good value. This is only $4.99, even includes the little logo there of the wave. I like it a lot and it feels very, very comfortable. Again, I have to say that it is a little bit stiffer compared, but I think with a little bit of time this will just wear in perfectly. And the great thing being on drilled lugs is that you can just swap it to and from the original strap that came with it. So on the $4.99 version, the buckle doesn't have a drilled part for easy access to the spring pins. I must also add that the spring pins used in this one are a lot thicker that came with this $4.99 strap, along with the little spring pin that came on the buckle end. So if you're just going to swap it how I've done it, I think it is really, really something to consider. Now, is it worth it? For $4.99, you can't go wrong. And because I was so impressed with this sort of style and of course the value, I decided that I will change on another watch of mine. And then I began to think a little deeper about another watch I have that needs a new strap. Or it needs something. Let me introduce my Pepsi Pulsar. So the shoes fitted to this Pepsi Pulsar is a full stainless steel Jubilee bracelet, solid links as well. It's very well made, especially for the price I bought it for. I think it was around about sort of £10, and it has a fold over clasp and it's very sort of simple like that. But I thought this strap will complement it a lot better, and it would give it that sort of diver style look as well, even though it's not a diver's watch. But there is a little problem with this bracelet, that the end links are slightly raised over the lugs, and this means that when I turn the bezel, it is very stiff indeed. Sometimes I can't move it and I have to wobble the end links, and I don't like that because I actually do use the bezel for timing things. So I thought, because it's got the drilled lugs, it's very quickly done to replace. So let's see what it looks like. And here it is, all fitted. And I must say, it looks much more vintage and very sportive as well. I really do like this design here. So I've got my bezel working again. Now this is the part of the video that has a little twist. Now on my Gulfmaster, I have the original sort of silicone resin band, and I do like it a lot, even though I have replaced the keeper for a slightly narrower version. But the thing is, it still has this part sticking out, and because of how I use this watch, I am continuously knocking this, and it's very annoying indeed. So what I thought, I would put a bracelet on it. No, not this bracelet, I mean this bracelet. Short story, I was looking for this type of bracelet because I have seen it on other versions. Now I did find a company in Germany and they were quoting around about sort of £189. But you know I like to hunt, and I found someone on eBay. And here is the evidence that I did buy it. Now I got it for a deal at $149.99, and they are still doing it for that price. Now the eBay username is called newonce, and included a nice little card here with a thank you for your purchase with a nice happy smiley face, and they're based in Scotland. What a beauty that castle is. And why have I chosen a bracelet? Well, because of this GW-B5600. It's so comfortable. It is so easy to adjust, and I like that it has the metal fold over clasp side, and it's just so easy to put on each time I need it. Plus it doesn't have anything that sticks out that can catch. So let's have some more detail on this new bracelet. So where do we begin? Because there's so much of it. Well, let's just pick on the top side here, and it's got shock resistant. On the other side it says G-SHOCK, which is very matching to the original strap that's on there. Then it has some blue links on the underside, and I like that the blue is actually molded into the top part there, so you just get a little glimpse of blue. So when you turn it, you get a little bit more blue. That I do like. This part here is matte, and in the center it sort of has that sort of Teflon shiny finish, which it gives it a little bit more of a contrast. Now this is sort of the first time I've looked at this strap, so I'm going to be verging with you. There is a big cutout there, which I presume the old strap will fill that in with some parts. And there is the inside there with a large hole in the middle, so I should presume that is to do with this sensor side, whereas on this side it is just with those little screw holes there. And I shall do a little tutorial of how I fit it as well. So let's remove some of this plastic so I can get underneath. So it has a fold over clasp, and it also has a double employment. Very cool. Wow, that is something very special indeed. Now, is there much movement in there? No, it feels very secure indeed. Now, I'm interested in this side. There is a little screw thread there. So let's see what that does. So with a little bit more of playing around, I've discovered that this is actually a diver's extension. It can also be a little bit of adjustment, fine tuning on those hot summer days. And let's see how far that comes out. So you are getting roughly, I would say, about sort of 10 to 15, possibly 20 centimeters more. That is very impressive. Now it goes further because it looks like it actually has a little extension as well. It just gets better and better. That is just insane. Now that's really interesting. I've never seen anything like that. And then it folds over like so, and then that locks into place. And it has the G-SHOCK there. I like the satin finish very much indeed. So there is so much adjustability on this. And also I like these parts here because you can use your spring bar remover tool, poke it through those holes and remove links. Very easy. So for £149, it's starting to show its value. Yes, it's a little bit expensive and you could possibly buy a complete watch for that. But so far, I think this is really going to match my needs. On this side of the clasp, this part here is all metal. And I just want to show you on this side now I've got the extender screwed all the way in. So by opening the clasp, I can just quickly pull that piece down and it gives me that little bit extra. Now this looks like it's all metal as well. So comparing the bracelet next to the original strap, this center part here, the blue where it says 20 bar, that looks like it will just fit straight in there. Now it's very easily done because this just uses hex head screws. So let's sort of see how easy that is to fit. And also you can see that matches perfectly there. Look, G-SHOCK resist. And on the other side, they've even put G-SHOCK upside down. And that is the sensor side, where I mentioned about the large hole through the center. So I've chosen the correct Allen key or Allen wrench, and I shall feed it through there. So I'm doing this all behind the viewfinder. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to loosen those two, and they aren't that stiff. And I shall put in through the other end so I can undo this easier. So let's see how easy that's to come off. Now it feels very firm. I don't want to slip, so I'm applying some nice pressure. Now the screw is coming out. Oh, it looks like there's a little washer on there as well. This is all very interesting. I've never done this before. So here he comes. There we go. I'm just going to catch that so I don't drop it. And there. Look at that. Now that's a nice sort of addition and a nice thing to see, especially with attention to detail like that. So let me just remove the other one and let's see what it all looks like when I remove it. So now the second screw is loose. It just wants to come away. So I'm just going to let it fall like this. So I'm going to have a little look at the watch as well in a moment. So let me just pull that screw out. Make sure I catch that washer. And there's the little plastic thing. There is also something else wants to come away as well. So let's sort of get that out. And so that is the little part that's going to fit in the bracelet side. So make sure I get the right end, and that is the shock resist end. So that's going to be fitting straight in there. Look at that. Absolutely made to measure. So I'll just put that to one side, and there's this piece here wants to pop out. We'll just prise that out. Very easy. And there you have it. A little bit of muck in there. And that is rubbery or silicone. So I get that on the back. Very, very easy. So I'm just going to lay that to one side and just have a little sneaky peek on this side. There we go. So I'll probably give it a little clean and take the other side off, and we'll check out what the sensor side looks like. It's all very interesting, isn't it? So the other side is all loose again, so save that washer, and then it just comes off. Wow. Let's have a look. Which one do I do? And I want to have a look at the sensor. There it is. That's what it looks like, with its little plate over the top, and it has these little tiny holes. So I'm just going to give that a little clean and blow it out before I do a final assembly. So that piece is already fallen out, and then this one here. See, there's a lot of little bits of dirt in there. So it just proves that I do use them. And there's that little sensor side, and that is hard resin plastic. So this one has depth sensor with the little holes there so that this sensor can be exposed to the water, and yes, it's all very silicone-y. So I'm just doing some photo evidence because it's not often that you take the straps off these, and there, look at that. Makes a great pocket watch, don't you think? So let's just compare quickly the side-by-side comparisons of the resin against the original silicone, and they both taper, and on this one, on the silicone, it does come in a lot steeper. So then having a look on the clasp side, they look about the same thickness, whereas actually on the bracelet the silicone is actually wider than the resin. The original silicone strap is coming in at 28 grams, while the resin bracelet is a mighty 68 grams. Out of curiosity, I was just wondering if this is actually foolproof. So if I put this part upside down, it doesn't fit, which is really good to see. Does this part also mismatch? Oh, that has a lovely contour there. So if I turn it around, it doesn't look right. So no, you cannot screw this up. So with that like so, I can just angle that and position it onto the case, grab a screw, put it in, and it is very easy indeed, especially behind the viewfinder as well. So let's just give that a little bit of a turn. I should do that as a pinch, and remember not to over tighten these because these screws are going into a resin case. So now I just need to turn the key around and just give that a little bit of a turn, just a sort of a finger pinch. There's quite a bit of thread on that. So what does that look like? Wow, that is looking really cool indeed. So let me just get the other side on so I can really wet my knickers. So what are my impressions? I've got to say. And what does it weigh in total with the new resin bracelet? It is 151 grams. Now I believe that is heavier than the Frogman. And just wow, 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 wow. Look at this. It is incredible. What a transformation. I mean, this was before a Master of G. It is now a Super Master of G, without doubt. That blue on the inside there is really, really matching everything. That is how it should look. That is what you should have released straight away. Anyway, I can't wait. I need to get this on the wrist. Now, I am a righty, so let's just put it on my left because I'm too excited. Let me not squash that clasp there. That is how it looks. Now, it is really, really floppy. Look, I can make it go all the way around my wrist, and I do have a 7.5-inch wrist. Look, the watch is so excited, it's celebrating with me. So I'm going to need to take a few of these links out. Now, do I show you how to do that? Yeah, why not? Let's do it. So I like the clasp in that position. It's sort of very central to my wrist. So I'm going to have to take at least a link either side, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to do this all behind the viewfinder. So what I'm going to do is split it probably there on the clasp so I can really get to what I need to do, because there's nothing like being in a complete mess with the strap closing on itself. So I'm just going to push on that piece there, and that pops out very easy. So taking out the spring bar there. Now I can open its legs. Now looking in here, you can see that there is spring bars. I'm going to go from this side, so I'll leave that part attached. So I'm just going to give that a little press and a little force from behind as well while I'm pushing. So I want it to come towards me, and that should just pop out like that. And because I was doing it on the viewfinder, I've lost the spring pin. Luckily in my light box I've saved it, so there it is. So that's one spring pin, and I want to remove the whole of that side. So let's just push it down, push it towards me, put my finger over the top, and it is a lot easier. It even popped out as well. So let's put that one to one side. So I need to put the spring bar back into that side, keeping it sort of level, and then just feeding it in. So you can just, let's have a little bit of detail on that. Look, that's what we're looking at there. And there's actually some metal parts in there. Wow, there you go. That's where the cost is going. We've got some little metal inserts. Now that is interesting, so it doesn't get damaged, because I know that on the new what's it called, the cores, the carbon cores, on the actual body where you're replacing the strap, it doesn't have any metal inserts, it's just plastic on plastic, so it does wear down. So what I do, I'm going to use the other end of this spring bar remover and just push that into place. And that is how easy that was. So you can always fast forward this if you're finding it a little bit drawn out, but this is how I'm going to do it, because I want to do it all live to see how easy. So now I know how much that pops out. And so what I need to remove this one here, make sure it is, so that's really easy to do. Then I need to have on that going in that side. Swing that around, get that out of the way. Make sure I do it a little bit flat like so. And that just pops in there. Rest it on there. And so it's not easy with a viewfinder. So if I can do it with a viewfinder, you are going to have this very, very easy. So that's in. So I always like to give it a nice good tug. So that is in place. So it's just a matter of finding the right spring bar, not the short one, and get that like so. Feed it in the hole, nice and easy. And where on this part, I usually just use my thumb now because I don't want to scratch anything, but I think, see if I get that in there. Come on. We lined up? Yes, I've done it again, all in one take. So how does that match up? Get it the right way around. Yeah, that feels more snug over the wrist. The spring bar tool has just fallen on the floor. And now that is better. That is how it's supposed to fit. Yes, I can get a little finger under there as well. So it is perfect. Nothing to now catch anything on that strap, on that bracelet on. Wow, that is really, really good. Very impressed. And for some reason my right wrist is actually a little bit thinner, but what am I thinking of that? Really, really, really impressed. And just want to see how easy, or what it's like when I extend it a little bit. Now that is out like so. Let's put it on. Yeah, that's really opened it up. Look. Now that's made it really loose. So when it's really hot, my wrist really swells with excitement, then it's nice just to have that little bit of adjustment without using any tools whatsoever. I really do like that. Oh, it's just so much easier with the clasp. I'm sorry, strap, but you're never going to go back on this watch. I can guarantee that. So let's just get it back on there. And I like the clasp there. It just protects the employment as well, so you can't just undo it so easily. Now that is really nice. So I'm going to get some outdoor shots so you can see all of these together.
catch me. They're waiting now for me to stand and make them frown. I know I'll make it through somehow when I have you to guide me. And now I see I am surrounded. I am the silence in the roar, just a figure in the dark. Is this become before the storm? If I fall, you'll catch me. Push me back up on my feet. Be the strength inside of me, a burning fire that you feed. I want you to know it wasn't clear to me before, the gravity of what you are. You see the good inside of me, even when I cannot believe. I see it all through you. Your eyes. No one's certainty. This is exactly what I need. You made me lose and sleep, but at least now I see I am surrounded. I am the silence in the roar, just a figure in the dark. Is this become before a storm? If I fall, you'll catch me. Push me back up on my feet. Be the strength inside of me, a burning fire like you. I brushed it off.
Well, I hoped you enjoyed that and offered you something a little bit different. I'm on no commission whatsoever, so you could either take it or leave it. As far as I'm aware, I'm going to take it. Thanks for watching.